You hear that? That's the sound of freedom, my friend. Zang-a-lang and salutations, my lovely little lunatics. Thank you for the psychopath insanity. Here with my co-host, Bob.
Hello.
And today, on the Insane Report, we are talking about the good old Freedom Convoy and also just basically the whole issue that's going on around censorship about this whole thing and just the amount of censorship being put on.
It really is kind of scary overall.
It is. But anywho, before we get into it, make sure to like and subscribe and follow us for more insane news. Also, follow us on Locals,
Rumble,
Minds,
Gab,
Getter,
and Bastion. Also, we're getting a subscribe star already.
Yes, we are. So, we all know the Freedom Convoy, and we all know the simple fact that it has been heavily censored or belittled. Oh, it's not that bad. Oh, they're all racists and transphobes and Islamophobics and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't believe any of it.
No, it's just them throwing every word they have at the wall and hoping that something sticks. But at that point in time, reading that message from Trudeau about, Islamists, Islamophobics, transphobes, misogynists, racists, all that stuff, it doesn't ring true. It's hilarious that they have to do this. But of course, you've got none of the mainstream media try to talk about this, or if they are, they're lowering it down, unless of course it's like Fox News. Then you have all the people, well, then Facebook and all that. But no, before we even get into that, I think it's best we just go to the newest thing that actually has been confirmed.
Well, what's that?
Bam!
YouTube censored multiple live streams of Canadian trucker protest in Ottawa over the weekend by limiting their viewership for being too popular. Wow, really?
Exactly. It's pretty funny. But yes, as you can see here, video unavailable. This video is popular. Due to limited creator history, we're limiting the number of views. Subscribe to the channel to help this creator reach a broader audience. Now, originally, that wouldn't have been such a big thing, but the problem is people have tested this out. If you log out of your account and watch this video, it's up just fine.
Wait, why would they do that?
Because remember how the algorithm, the more of something you watch, the more it pushes you towards other things?
Oh, and if you're not logged in, the algorithm doesn't show you it.
Nope, so they don't want you watching more of these people because once again, once you're logged in, it just starts feeding you the same stuff. Have you ever gone on a binge of when I go out and watch all those surviving on an island alone videos, then all of a sudden I'm getting Les Stroud and all these other stuff that I haven't watched in a while. So yeah, they're doing this specifically because they don't want you seeing more of stuff like this. But now let's just go back to Facebook and the horrible stuff that's been going on there.
Oh yeah, didn't they lose $237 billion?
They did. Now let's go to why I personally believe they lost all that money. Facebook removes page promoting Freedom Convoy in D.C. after GoFundMe started returning $8 million in donations. At this point in time, they had $10 million.
So wait, they just started returning the people's money?
Yep, these people didn't want their money back, which is also why you don't use GoFundMe. Do not use GoFundMe. Find a way to send it through PayPal, and now they're taking crypto, and they had $40,000 in crypto being sent to them, which this is once again why people don't like crypto. It's oh God, we can't control them. So, yeah, continuing on. Started returning $8 million in donations for Canadian protests. Fears donation site run by CEO who once lobbied Congress for CCP-19 aid payments has sided with Trudeau. The fact that the CEO of GoFundMe he expects aid payments? Are you kidding me? No, go to hell. But continuing on. Facebook removed the convoy to DC 2022. Facebook, because, once again, it's starting to here in America, because, once again, truckers realize, without us, the country dies.
Yeah, and rightly so.
Continuing on. Facebook group on Wednesday for repeatedly violating our policies around QAnon.
So they're trudging that up.
Yep, and people already said, they're going to blame QAnon. They're going to call up QAnon because that's one of the things that, no, just QAnon. Yep, they called it up, and this is hilarious, but the group's creator claims his personal Facebook account was also removed. We can't have you talking. You dare shut up, plebeian. The move came as crowdsourcing site GoFundMe suspended the Canadian Freedom Convoy fundraiser for the second time, promoting fears about the platform's motives. Yes, it's a massive platform. They want money, and they really would love to work with governments. Yeah, you know. Political analysts allege the trucking protests stand to benefit Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's Liberals, posing some to question if GoFundMe has sided with the Canadian leader. It has. They've always been on the censorship side. GoFundMe, however, maintains the fundraiser suspension is due to a potential terms of service violation, and the company is working to ensure the funds are going to the intended recipients. Yeah, that's why you're returning people's money.
It's awful.
It is. GoFundMe CEO Jeff Rogan has now publicly commented on Freedom Convoy. Of course he's not. He's not going to talk about it. That's just literally going to him digging his own grave. He previously argued the nonprofit has a responsibility to society to prohibit the promotion of misinformation, hate or discrimination, or use a campaign to bully or discriminate or to promote violence. None of this does this. Oh, yeah, they were also perfectly fine with getting people who burnt in the BLM riots. They were perfectly fine doing that. But yeah, no. Not people not wanting mandates. Oh, yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem there. Cadogan also has a known history of being pro-vaccine, there you go, and has actively slammed the U.S. government for its handling over the CCP-19 pandemic. Well, that's just one thing, but he's pro-vaccine and going against vaccine mandates, which once again is hilarious that it makes you anti-vax.
Yeah, that's just stupid. Oh, yeah, remember they changed the Whoopi Goldberg thing.
Yeah, no, they changed the whole stupid thing, yeah, where they changed the ADL thing. That's basically what this is. They changed it from being, you do not believe in getting vaccinated, to you don't believe in getting vaccinated or vaccine mandates. But yeah, so as with Facebook, a bunch of people were like, oh God, what now? So Facebook loses $237 billion with a B in largest one-day drop in stock market history. See, once again, I personally believe that this is partially because of TikTok going so well. And the simple fact that they were like, oh, we don't like this ban. Anyone who talked about, any group talking about the trucker, the Freedom Convoy was banned, as far as I can tell. So yeah, suddenly everyone's like, what now? You specifically are going against the people on this one. So person like me who only uses it for my Oculus, I'm just not gonna use. I have no problem with this. And a lot of people were just like, nope, dropping out. But yeah, so they lost. Once again, try to settle that in your head.
I can't even imagine 237 million. Something 100 times that much. That's mind-boggling.
It truly is. But of course, we know he's gonna be fine. But once again, going over to the trucker convoy GoFundMe suspended after reaching 10.1 million, and as we now know, they're returning the money despite people not wanting it returned. So that's them going like, vaccine, it's not a problem. Yeah, go away. So they're going to find another way to get them the money. But then we get on to the whole just censorship thing and just how bad it's getting, just because we're going back to Joe Rogan for this one.
What's going on now? From the Daily Wire, Psaki urges Spotify to take more action against Joe Rogan. Wait, can they not do that?
Yeah, the government cannot. That's the big thing. The government cannot affect free speech. And they are specifically going to a place and telling them, we don't want you to be allowed this person to say this. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki urged Spotify on Tuesday to take more action against podcast host Joe Rogan after the platform announced it would tag alleged controversial episodes with a new warning label. Psaki made the remarks in response to a question about Rogan from a reporter who asked if Spotify should go further than just applying a new warning label to the content they deemed to be controversial. Yeah, go to hell. I believe a lot of stuff they say is controversial. I don't want to hear them speak it, but I'm going to let them speak it because then we can see how stupid they are. Well, last July, you probably know, but the Surgeon General also took the unprecedented step to issue an advisory on the risk of misinformation, like all the stuff you guys push, in public health, which is a very significant step, Psaki said. And amid that, he talked about the role of social media platforms have to brainwash you and get you to do as we say or push you underground. So our hope is that all major tech platforms and all major news sources, for that matter, do as we say, because we're big government. Be responsible and be vigilant to ensure the American people do exactly as we tell them to and have access to the information that we believe is important on something as significant as the pandemic 19. That certainly includes Spotify. Ugh. So this disclaimer is a positive step, but we want more censorship, more power. Give it to us. But we want every platform to continue doing more to call out the information we don't want you to know and push the disinformation we believe. We'll also be uplifting accurate information. She continued later, adding, but ultimately, our view, it's a good step. It's a positive step. But there's more that can be done, because, God, if we get our way, you best have followed in line. Yeah. And then, of course, AOC goes on her nut job herself. AOC says Facebook and other U.S. firms have sabotaged the global response to CCP-19 by spreading disinformation. No. Well, yeah, they did spread disinformation, but so did a lot of other places. The problem is, it's not the spreading of disinformation that's the problem.
It's the ability for people to actually get real information.
Yep. Like, once again, that whole thing in Cuba where they're doing perfectly fine and they didn't have to use an mRNA vaccine because they apparently found something that works decently well. But no. And then there are plenty of smaller, like, second and third world countries that can't get our vaccine, because if they do that, then of course they have to make sure that they have the thing set up, but they don't, so they can't get fully FDA approved, so they can't send that out. And if they sent it out, then it's no longer FDA approved and they can't push a mandate on it. Oh no. That once again, AOC has called for corrosive Facebook and other U.S. firms to be broken up. I'm kind of fine with that. The New York senator said Facebook sabotaged the global CCP-19 response. That's also your job, AOC, but you have the brain of a goldfish. Actually, goldfish probably has better memory than you, so yeah, She also accused Zuckerberg's platform of accelerating social violence, like you and the Democrats did, telling riots don't have to be peaceful. A progressive lawmaker is one of the largest social media platforms of any U.S. politician, mainly because she's a rube. But yeah, so they're going after it. They don't want anyone talking about this, and plenty of videos talking about this have been demonetized. Luckily, I'm small enough that it doesn't really matter if I get demonetized, because I wasn't getting any money anyways. But anywho, we're going to continue talking about this, and we're also going to probably tomorrow talk about poor MXR.
Wait, what happened?
We'll talk about them later.
No, not little panda.
There may be time for another crusade. That all depends on if they get it back or not. But anyway, that'll be the end of this little video. If you like this video, then check the like button and subscribe for more. And I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.